For our preliminary task, we had to create a short 2-minute video which included a list of various items, i.e. dialogue. We had to have at least one door being opened, a tracking shot, and with the door it was a match on action shot. We also were not allowed to break the 180-degree rule, which is very important when filming.
Unfortunately, we had to reshoot our preliminary task because we broke the 180-degree rule. We didn't have enough dialogue in it, and there wasn't enough space within the shots. We also had bad continuity. Upon refilming, we still had a shaky tracking shot, which led us to find out that we had a lot to improve on before making our final task.
So after evaluating our preliminary task, we learned that we had a lot to improve upon, especially in types of shots we use. For example, at the beginning of the task, we started with a very shaky tracking shot, and this just didn't look so good. So when we did our final video, we started it with an establishing shot of the classroom, which helped it look a lot nicer at the beginning. It helped lay out the scene more. But we then continued to use more tracking shots that actually have more of a purpose, and they genuinely look nicer and improve the quality of the production. We also used a lot of different shot types. We practiced around with them, we played around with them to find out what made perfect shots to use for our video, which helped increase the quality of the final production. So using these different shot types, we learned that we could improve greatly from the original thing. We learned how to use lots of different shot types, and we learned how to use them more effectively and actually give them a purpose, such as having a tracking shot in order to follow a character in a game, which made a lot more sense than just following a character just for the sake of it to start out a production. So in the editing for our preliminary task, we learned that we could improve upon that as well. So when you look at our preliminary task, all the editing that there is in there is just basic cuts. They don't contribute to anything other than making the scene fit together. However, when we did our actual production, we learned to animate and how to use Photoshop and Premiere to put sequences together that were made of CGI and made the sequence look so much nicer than if we tried to do it by actually using in real life effects. We also used lots of different types of wipes and cuts and all that sort of stuff just to bring it together more smoothly. It all flowed together much better. And through practicing the editing of these shots, we also learned to edit stuff together more fluently. So the way we did this was we just moved the cut between clips and make it seem like it was intentionally flowing, such as you would see in a game where things happen next to each other but it's actually a cut between them. And using this fluency of flowing, we also practiced making titles come in more fluently. For example, using a wipe where it says Nathaniel Prothero as Craig, and we used that to make it seem like it was coming from behind the character, and it looked a lot more professional than a cut or a fade in. So when we filmed our preliminary task, we used music that we licensed off of audiomicro.com, the music website. However, when we did our final video, we decided it would be the best idea to make audio that we had made ourselves. So ever since we've done the preliminary task, I've been learning how to use a program called FL Studio. So I've been practicing a lot of tracks in this, trying to just learn different skills in the program, and eventually I made a track called Paradise. And to fit this into the opening sequence, I just cut it in half and used that for the opening sequence of our film. Because it has a happy tone, and it sounds sort of gamey due to the glitchy sounds, and therefore it fits our production very well. So in filming our preliminary task, we didn't use a lot of diegetic sound. There was dialogue, but that's because that was one of the requirements for the preliminary task. So when we took into our final video, we actually decided we should include some more diegetic sounds, such as footsteps, because that's something that's very focused on my gamers when they play games. They want to be able to hear opponents' footsteps. We also just included lots of different sort of bits of dialogue and kind of gamey sort of sounds, such as when you're taking a drink or when you're opening something. So we added those into the mix as well. And together that all kind of flowed together, and it made it just a very smooth transitioning audio piece. Although the storyline of our opening task was supposed to be that of an investigation, the mise-en-scène did not fit this at all, and it actually looked a lot more like it was filmed in a school, as it was. So when it actually came to doing the actual production, we realised we'd have to look into exactly what kind of scenery and props would actually fit a gaming-styled film. So first we decided we would use a laptop, a MacBook, a phone and a tablet, because they are the newest technology and gamers are obviously always wanting the newest technology. We also decided we would use Mountain Dew and Doritos, as they are the typical MLG gamer snacks. And we also decided we'd use a gun and a sword, because those are the sort of weapons that you would see in a game. We also decided to use a park as one of the scenes, because that's an open space we can use. And we also decided to use houses that had gaming setups in them, because obviously that relates to our target audience and the games very well.